You know, as bow hunters, we have to really be careful how we promote the sport of bow hunting. There's a lot of people out there that don't understand bow hunting. They think it's cruel. They think it's a cruel way to kill an animal. They think it's a very unlethal way for a deer or anything to die. But truth is, if you put a good sharp broadhead in the vitals of that deer or whatever you're shooting at, if you put it in the heart and lungs of that deer or an animal, that animal is going to die really, really quick. But putting that arrow there in them vitals, sometimes it's easier said than done if we haven't practiced enough, or if we're not proficient enough in our shooting ability, or even the experienced guys who have been bow hunting a long time, or maybe you're just starting and you've got maybe 2 or 3 years under your belt. Sometimes we can make a really bad mistake by shooting at the wrong moment. What I see a lot, and especially anymore with social media and YouTube, I see so many YouTube channels of guys that's going out here and shooting at deer and hitting these deers in bad spots because they shoot when they shouldn't have shot. And I understand that none of us are perfect. We're all human. We're all going to make mistakes. But really, if you've been bow hunting for any number of years, we ought to know what angles we should take and what shots we should take when it comes to shooting a deer. And a lot of you young guys that's just starting your YouTube channels, I understand you want to get a kill and you want to get a footage and you want to get a deer under your belt and you want to get one on video. So a lot of you take shots that you shouldn't have took, and that's why you have to call dogs in. That's why you don't find your deer and the deer lays out there and it wastes away because you didn't find it, because you didn't hit it at the good spot. And it makes bow hunting as a sport look really bad. And so what I'd like to do is just take, 35 years of bow hunting experience and kind of give it to you just for a little bit, and just kind of, review what shots to take and how to read a deer's body language, and how I read a deer's body language that tells me that's a good shot to take at that particular deer. The one cardinal rule that I have when it comes to bow hunting is I will not shoot at nervous deer. Now, what do I mean by nervous deer? And I see a lot of YouTube guys shooting at nervous deer and they wind up making a bad hit when the deer was broadside or quartering away from you, or it was in a good position as far as putting a placement, arrow placement there, but because the deer was nervous, the deer jumped, whirled, ducked. Something like that can happen, and by the time your arrow reaches that deer, you hit it in the liver, you hit it in the guts instead of hitting it in the lungs, where if that deer wouldn't have moved in the first place, it'd have been a perfect lung shot. And a lot of times you can tell just by watching that deer, you know what, that's a deer that's calm and I should take that shot, or a deer that's nervous and I ought to let that deer go. I will not shoot at nervous deer. Now I'm going to show you a deer that I let go a couple years ago, just a doe, but this doe was 28 to 30 yards one morning. Now you can see in the footage, this deer is on red alert. She knows something's there. She's looking toward my way and she's stomping. Her legs are stiff. She is looking directly. She don't know what I am, but she is on alert. Now a lot of you young guys, you say, well, I better shoot because she's going to run off, and you shoot. And that's where you have problems, because that deer is going to react. I don't care how fast your bow is. I don't care. That deer is going to react. It's going to twirl, drop. It's going to, a lot of times they'll twirl like this. And by the time that arrow gets to that deer at 28, 30 yards, even 25 yards, depending on how fast that deer can twirl, that's right there, that much can mean a lung shot or a back liver shot or a liver shot to a gut shot. And then you're going to run into big problems. Many years ago, I decided I ain't shooting at nervous deer. So, well, you're going to pass up there. I can't pass them up. It's better to pass them up and not shoot than to wound one and not recover it, because you're going to make the sport of bow hunting look bad. And it's just not good to have deer out there suffering and losing them, and you're not finding them. Okay. Look, 35 years of bow hunting, I can tell you, and a lot of people don't believe this, and I don't care if you believe it or not. It's the gospel truth. I can count on one hand the deers that I have not recovered in 35 years of bow hunting. And 3 of them I know survived because I got pictures of them later on in the season fine. And then when I was real young, I shot a doe. The first deer I ever didn't recover, shot it, and a buddy of mine was hunting a few days later and saw that same deer limping in December, you know, and she was just fine out there feeding in the field. So thankfully I haven't lost a lot of deer in my bow hunting career because I don't shoot at deer that is nervous, and I just let them go. I will save that deer for another day. I will hunt another one. I don't need it that bad, because what's going to happen is if you make bad shots and gut shots, liver shots, whatever, they're going to run sometimes into the thickest part of your property. Many of you are hunting, you know, maybe a family farm or something, and they head right into the thicket. You're in there at night. If it's warm outside, you know, it's 50, you know, 60 degrees at night. You're in there at midnight trying to track this deer, running everything out of there, the buck's out of there, and you're screwing up your whole spots for days to come because you're trying to look for this deer you should have never shot at in the first place. So if you will just take a moment and look at the body language of a deer, you can tell that's a deer I should shoot or that's a deer I should let go. If you'll just do that, your recovery will go way, way up, and you won't be making bad shots. Now look at these deer. Now these deer here, I would shoot. Look how calm they are. Now I didn't shoot these deer because I didn't want to, but this was just the other day, the other night. These deer is perfectly calm, feeding, don't even know I'm in the world, knows nothing. 30 yards, feeding, but I would take shots at either one of them deer right there. Either one of them small deer, which I didn't shoot because they're a little bit too small, and I didn't want to shoot. But them deer right there, perfectly calm, perfectly broadside. That right there is a shot that just about any bow hunter can make if he's proficient in his shooting. When you shoot at a deer like that, your kill rate is going to go way up. Just watch the body language of a deer. Watch the way they come in. Watch how they're reacting. And again, once you begin to just take a breath, okay, it's going to be all right. It's going to be okay. I don't have to shoot. I don't have to shoot too quick. You know, I'm telling you, you're going to be a lot better off. And if a deer's coming in, and I see this on a lot of YouTube channels, I see this on a lot of videos, deer's coming in, you know, especially you young guys, deer's coming in, it's 30 yards, 35 yards, and you get nervous thinking he's going to see you, thinking he's going to smell you, so you got to shoot just because you got a broadside shot, but the deer was coming in the whole time. And sometimes you'll take a 1/4 shot, or you'll take it's not perfectly broadside, or it's just a little bit too far, and you shoot under the deer. You know what? Probably 7 out of 10 times, if you'd just let the deer come and not took a shot, and just took a breath, talk to yourself in your head, it's okay, it's all right, he ain't gonna smell me, the wind's good, it's gonna be all right. That deer would have come 20, 15 yards from you. I have done that so many times over the years where a deer has been 30, 35, 40 yards from me, but I just take a breath, it's gonna be all right, I'm not gonna get in a hurry, and guess what? The deer winds up coming 15 yards from my stand or from my blind, and I punch it and double lung it, you know, in a good shot, and it runs 70 yards and tips over. If you'll just calm down, you'll be a lot better off. But again, I see this a lot, and I'm not bashing nobody. I'm not trying to bash nobody's channels, but listen, you are promoting the sport of bow hunting out there. You are promoting, when you're putting a video out there, you're promoting this sport, and you don't want to be making neck shots, gut shots, hip shots, and you know, all these bad shots, and then it just, you know, it just really makes the sport look bad. A lot of people's going to start complaining, and you're going to get discouraged and all this. Just take a moment and breathe, watch the deer's body language, shoot when they give you the right opportunity, and your kill rate is going to go way up, and you're going to be a lot better hunter if you do that, I promise you. Hey, I appreciate all of y'all. Make sure to subscribe to my channel here. Also, join me on Patreon and give a $5 a month if you can to support the channel on Patreon. I'd really appreciate it. Just helps us out, especially in the off season. And if you can do that, I'd really appreciate it. Also, join all my social media, Facebook, Instagram. Follow me on there. And I really appreciate everybody. Check out our sponsors in the link below. Really appreciate you watching. And hey, you come on back and we'll have another video pretty soon. And hopefully we'll get us a big deer down here just any day now. It's getting good. The weather's getting ready to cool off, so you know what that means.